What's poppin', GE gang? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's 2024. We turning all the way up, man. We going all the way in. Hope you guys are having a great start to your 2024. Hope your vision board and your visions are on point. We don't let nobody distract us and get in the way of our goals. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to accomplish everything 2024. All right, so this video, man, we're gonna get to the video of rappers that destroyed or whose careers were destroyed one way or another. You feel me? And it's a lot of them. You know what I mean? Some of you may have forgot. I know it's some that I can think of at the top of my head how stupid decisions fucked they shit up and haven't heard from them since. But we're going to see what they got going on here, and then we're going to rate it, and we're going to jump in the comment section, and you know what I'm saying? Then we're going to do our thing. So let's go ahead and get to this video, man. I ain't going to hold you boys up. You know, now 2024, we getting straight to the video. Ain't none of that subscribe and that we saving that shit to the end. We get straight into the shit. You know what I'm saying? Straight into the goddamn content. You feel me? All right, let's go ahead and run it up, man. As you guys can see, we already know what he about and what he on type.
A successful rap career is extremely hard to obtain, yet very easy to destroy. One mistake, one bad album, one tweet could start a ripple effect that leads a rapper to fade into irrelevance. Today we are going to look at the stories of rappers whose careers dwindled for reasons they likely could have prevented, starting with superstar Pride, a rapper who had the fastest and most ironic rise and fall of all time. Many of you heard Superstar Pride briefly in 2023 when his song Painting Pictures went viral. However, it wasn't necessarily viral for the song, but rather his obscure mullet-style haircut. The crazy part about this track is that it was a...
What the fuck? Now, alright, so I've kind of seen haircuts like that, but not the way his is. The way I've seen it is more like shagged down, and that's from them Texas boys. Them cats over in Dallas and Texas. They wear that, you know what I'm saying, that haircut like that. But it's not as high. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Originally uploaded in 2020 and went unnoticed.
And mama, don't worry, you raised the...
Then 2 years later, when he uploaded the live mic performance video to Painting Pictures.
Okay, I don't know who he is, but I know I've heard that on TikTok. You know, a lot of people use that behind whatever they doing on TikTok. That was the not voiceover, but the music playing in the background of a video, whatever they're doing. So I never knew who the fuck he was, though.
It also fell on deaf ears. It wasn't until 5 months after the music video dropped, February of 2023, that Pride casually created a TikTok, posted the music video snippet, and it blew up. The first clip he posted got 10 million views. The second one did over 40 million views. Bro got the Sonic haircut. Bro looked like...
See, hey, that's why you repurpose shit. You post that motherfucker one time, that shit might get 100,000 views. Third time, or second time, that shit might have 500,000. Third time, 50 million views. It don't matter, you know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn. Like, now they clowning. Bro got the Sonic.
Like he got screamed at. Bro's haircut was 50% off. Nobody was talking about the song, just his hair. Then a viral trend emerged of people imitating his video with something ridiculous taped to the back of their head, which could not be outdone when someone managed to get an entire airplane strapped to their head. The opening line, "Mama, don't worry," was also getting stuck in people's heads, which led to the song amassing 160 million streams on Spotify and over 30 million on YouTube. Painting Pictures shot up to number 25 on the Billboard Hot 100, and every major label got into a bidding war trying to sign him, but he sided with Steve Stout and his independent structured music label, United Masters.
And he
so I don't blame him for that.
$5 million from a label, and when they didn't give him $5 million, they were offering him $3 million. He's like, if it ain't 5, I'm not signing it. I'm like, what?
Pride let his ego get the best of him, refusing.
They hold on. So off one song, they were gonna give him $3 million, and he didn't take it because it wasn't 5. He wanted 5. What? Hey, what I tell you guys, bro? The biggest killer, the biggest thing that'll fuck your whole life up is your ego and your fucking pride, bro. When it come to women, money, business, whatever. If you don't let that shit go, bro, it will fuck you over in the long run. And it seemed like that's exactly what the fuck he did, motherfucker. You're nobody. You're nobody with nothing. You turned down $3 million of one song that blew up on TikTok because they didn't give you 5, my G? You deserve it, sir.
$3 million for wanting $5 million. 3 weeks after refusing the record deal, he was arrested for murder.
A Mississippi rapper is charged with murder.
Nigga, how? turn down $3 million and then you, what do you say? A week, whatever. You were arrested for murder? You dumbass. Now, were you broke and you still murder somebody? But if you had that $3 million, you probably would have been living a different type of lifestyle. Y'all motherfuckers don't think. How do these motherfuckers make it to the top? Answer that for me. How do they make it to the top and still make the dumbest goddamn decisions on earth? Wow.
Murder in Panola County. 20-year-old Kadarius Pride, known as Superstar Pride.
The victim, Marcus Wheatley, was Pride's barber, likely responsible for his
killed
signature
his barber?
hairstyle. Wheatley's grandmother said Pride stormed into their house and gunned him down in the backyard. Currently, Pride is being held without bond and doesn't have a trial set. Nobody knows what happened or why it happened. But a rapper going viral for his ridiculous haircut in February, then allegedly murdering his barber a few months later after denying $3 million is the most insane self-sabotage I have ever seen. If you thought Pride's story was a poetically ironic form of self-sabotage, meet Chance the Rapper, who once famously said, "I met Kanye West, I am never going to fail," but still managed to fail.
I ain't no Chance the Rapper was gonna be on here though, like that. Like, I mean, I know I ain't heard from Chance in a minute,
Rapper's
but damn.
2013 mixtape Acid Rap was universally praised by hip-hop fans. His raspy voice and sprinkle of soul combined with his youthful, positive energy made this project a masterpiece. Tracks like Cocoa Butter Kisses and Favorite Song have aged like fine wine, but Chance was in no rush to capitalize on his buzz. He worked on his next mixtape for 3 years. He had the whole city of Chicago rooting for him and garnered support from the biggest artists in the world, including Kanye West, who featured Chance on his 2016 album, The Life of Pablo. Chance's part on Ultralight Beam is one of the biggest highlights of the project. Coloring Book was his 2016 mixtape that served as the perfect follow-up to Acid Rap. Chance's cadence, soulful lyrics, and euphoric beat selection was unlike anyone else in hip-hop at the time, especially on tracks No Problem and All We Got. He earned a Grammy for Best New Artist, and some people even believed he could give Drake a run for his money, but then he blew it. And with a track called Groceries, a corny TikTok song that was heavily marketed on Triller to capitalize on the Whoa dance craze. The song went viral, but when fans criticized it on Twitter, his responses would put a nasty stain on his reputation. People have different tastes and that's fine, but the way you're talking to fans who have been with you since 10 days is disappointing, and that ego reflects in the quality of your newest music. Eat it. You are a spoiled child who thinks artists are making music for you. I never intended for you to find or like anything I made. If I knew you existed, I would have tried my hardest to keep you from being able to enjoy it. Now go eat a dick again. Then Chance over and over again told the fan to eat a dick. This interaction was a far cry from the positive and wholesome Chance the Rapper fans loved. Then he dropped his debut album, The Big Day, on July 26, 2019. The Big Day was a reference to his wedding day, which he was planning during the creation of this album. Chance mentions his wife and family over 20 times on the record, which became a huge meme. And while his intentions were pure, the album simply was not good.
I am genuinely feeling like a strong 0 on this record.
Fans hated the project as well, and were quick to let him know. On Twitter, Chance would block anyone who poked fun at him or said anything negative about the album. With the influx of hate, he responded with extreme measures. I'm getting this crazy feeling that people want me to end it. These desperate tweets combined with his lazy album would lead to him canceling his 32-city arena tour, saying that he was instead going to focus on spending time with his family, which again sounds understandable, but it was a lie. The tour was actually canceled due to, quote, historically low ticket sales. According to his now ex-manager Pat Corcoran, Chance fired his manager, then blamed him for fan disappointment in The Big Day and underwhelming fan support for its associated tour. Corcoran would go on to file a lawsuit in November of 2020 against Chance the Rapper for breach of contract, stating that he is owed over $2.5 million in reimbursed expenses for supporting and promoting Chance's career, an additional $3 million for unpaid commissions, and 15% of Chance's net profit across all business earnings. The lawsuit also revealed that Chance started working on his album in February of 2019, which was only 5 months before it was released. His manager knew there was not enough time for the creative process that was involved in releasing an album. Chance's recording efforts were compromised by unproductive and undisciplined studio sessions, procrastination, and lackadaisical effort, which explains why there are terrible lyrics throughout this record. If you blink it, you might miss it. You gotta click it or tick it. Life is short as a midget, but mine's a little LeBron. And how could we forget?
Peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. Peanut butter jelly with a peanut butter jelly. Y'all ain't ready for this jelly, it'll break y'all back.
Chance let his own ego squander his career. He couldn't just admit that he made his fans wait 3 years for a bad album that was rushed out in 5 months. months, and the way he responded to them on Twitter was just childish. From here, all his hype died. On the other hand, if he stepped out of the limelight to genuinely focus on his family, that's respectable. Maybe that's something we should celebrate rather than see as a downfall. But Chance wasn't the only rapper whose Twitter fingers started their downfall. In the case of OG Macko,
I never knew none of
he
that
pretty
about
much
Chance,
forced
bro.
everyone
I don't know
to
why.
hate him because of his tweets.
OG
In 2014, OG Macko had a ton of momentum after his song You Guessed It went viral on Vine. This track was unlike anything we had ever heard at the time. Before mumble rap took over, we had OG Macko screaming insane ad-libs over the most simplistic, hard-hitting trap beat. He had a darker, more rock-like aesthetic and even called himself not a rapper, but a rock star. The song reached number 90 on the Billboard Hot 100, and he could even be credited with inspiring many rappers after him. It definitely inspired Keith Ape, who just released a track called Itji Ma that sounded suspiciously similar. Just listen to them at the same time.
Want to make the switch to Shopify? Here's how to do it in a few easy steps. Sign up for a free trial at shopify.com.
OG Macko tweeted, "I'm aware of the Koreans that mocked me and took my sauce. I'm not impressed. I'm not inspired. I think it's kinda lame. To each his own." Macko even accused Beyonce of stealing from him in her 7-Eleven music video. If you look at them side by side, he may have a point, but Macko was developing a reputation of a bitter, egotistical rapper who complains on the internet. He randomly took shots at his collaborators and label mates, the Migos. Macko felt the need to tell everyone that Skippa da Flippa invented the dab dance that the Migos were using in the song Pipe It Up, to which the Migos replied, "The Flippa man is Migo family. OG Macko, let's see you set a trend." Then Macko said, "Half the rap game has already bit one of my flows or ad-libs. Let me see them album sales." Meanwhile, OG Macko has never had a gold album, let alone the dozens of platinum records the Migos have. Then he went after Lil Uzi when XXL tweeted, "Lil Uzi is rap's newest rock star." He tweeted, "Dudes don't just become rock stars. Somebody gotta show you the way. Stop playing with my name," with a picture of Uzi at an OG Macko show on stage behind him. Then Academic said, "You paved the way for Uzi?" Then Macko replied with dozens of tweets over the next hour trying to explain why he is so influential and Uzi was stealing his sauce. He also randomly took shots at Future. I love Future, but I also understand Future has destroyed countless lives by making it cool to be a drug addict. People looking up to loser attitudes because this generation is afraid to strive for anything. It's y'all's fault all this lame ass shit is possible. Again, he may have a point here, but fans replied to Macko calling him a hypocrite since he raps about the same stuff. But Macko claimed he was dumbing down his music to blow up. You guessed it, was not luck. It wasn't an accident. I made the dumbest song I possibly could on a beat full of bass and knew it would blow. I manipulated over 40 million minds and counting based on the exact same principles that I'm preaching. Who's more qualified to say this? Now, Macko has always made more conscious, focused music with substantial lyrics.
Once they see that, they're not
Jason,
gonna
Michael,
fuck.
Freddie, and Idi Amin after your civil syllable war, niggas should have been prepped before.
But a lot of his music was just mediocre, boring trap.
Get the cat, get the cat. Get the bag, get the bag.
The beats are hard, though.
Get the cat.
Also, if he claims to be such a genius, why wasn't he able to do it again? During his brief moment of popularity, Macko consistently released music on SoundCloud, but nothing sounded anywhere near as innovative, fun, or interesting as You Guessed It. His downfall was easily due to dissing rappers for absolutely no reason, non-stop complaining on Twitter, and trying so hard to take credit for the success of anyone else. Was he an innovator? Absolutely. But he spent too much time talking about how influential he was on Twitter rather than trying to create a legacy to maintain his career. But what happens when the reason a rapper blows up is the same exact reason why they had a downfall? On
Everybody
July
know the
26th,
TK story.
2016, just a few weeks after his 16th
That race
birthday,
joint was hard, I ain't
SoundCloud
gonna hold
rapper
you.
TK and 5 others
When he
conspired
did
to
shit,
rob
though,
a
he knew it was
17-year-old
going down. It
drug
was over
dealer,
with.
Zachary Belote. The crew broke into the house around 10 p.m., and the robbery went wrong, which led to the drug dealer's friend and roommate, Ethan Walker, being fatally shot. TK admitted during the police interrogation that he was not the shooter, but was there looking for drugs and money. He had been released from custody pending the trial and was placed on house arrest with an ankle monitor. For the next 7 months, TK sat in his room, making music, releasing it on SoundCloud, and built up a following. With no money for a lawyer and quickly approaching the hearing for the murder, TK infamously tweeted that he was tired of house arrest and the police were going to have to hunt him down. While on the run from the police, TK was very active on social media. Fans posted pictures and videos of him in public. But TK and his friends were desperate for money. He robbed a 65-year-old man named Skip Pepe at gunpoint in Arlington's Craven Park. He then attempted to rob a cameraman named Mark Anthony Saldivar in a Chick-fil-A parking lot. Mark began screaming for help as he tried to escape. Then TK hit him with the car before getting out, fatally shooting him and driving off. San Antonio police connected TK to the murder due to surveillance footage and posted wanted signs around the city. TK saw this as a marketing opportunity, posting pictures and videos with the wanted sign. He then dropped a song called The Race on SoundCloud, which essentially told the story.
So I get what he was trying to do, right? He figured he found a lane that nobody was doing. Fuck it, he's in this room for 7 months on house arrest, right? And he's looking like, man, how can I make this shit work? How can I blow? And the best idea you could come up with is cut your goddamn monitor off, run from police, mock them, taking pictures and being socially active. Like, where'd you think that was gonna get you? You thought you was gonna get them millions and be able to go live your fucking life? Like, you didn't think you was gonna go to jail, especially for killing people and your man's killing people? You know what I'm saying? Like,
story of him being a fugitive, robbing and killing people while on the run from the police. After filming and releasing the music video to The Race, TK was captured by U.S. Marshals in Elizabeth, New Jersey. The shockingly true story led to the 17-year-old exploding in virality. The Race secured hundreds of millions of views on YouTube, reached number 44 on the Billboard Hot 100, and hashtag #FreeTK became a movement supported by some of the biggest rappers in the game. He even signed a $700,000 record deal, but none of it mattered because he was behind bars. And in 2019, he was given a 55-year sentence after being found guilty of murder and 3 counts of aggravated robbery. Obviously, TK's downfall could have been prevented if he simply did not commit these heinous acts. But as bad as it sounds, none of us would even know about him if he didn't actually rob and murder people, then make songs about it while mocking the police on the run from the law. Rap fans glamorize this type of behavior because the music is, a lot of the time, violent and derogatory. So if you're gonna rap about it, fans want you to be about it. But the fans won't be the ones sitting in the jail cell. Fuushnicka is an example of someone who was heavily rewarded for his violent music. His song Back in Blood featuring Lil Durk.
How many of y'all got a Fuushnicka mask? I know somebody got their little kids talking about a Fuushnicka mask. You know what I'm saying?
Durk was essentially a song about killing your enemies. This track would reach number 37 on the Billboard Hot 100 and secured himself as a promising new talent in hip-hop. But at this peak of his new career, he got arrested. Fuushnicka and his crew were at the King of Diamonds strip club in Miami, Florida. Allegedly, Shiesty had money taken from him, which led to major commotion in the club. Security acted accordingly and escorted Fuushnicka out of the club, but he forced his way back into the club and accidentally fired a handgun at a working security guard. Fuushnicka turned himself in on June 8, 2021, and had his hearing the following day, where he would be denied bond. He would later be sentenced to 5 years and 3 months in prison on April 20th, 2022. He could have easily just left the club and let others go handle the money situation, but maybe he felt the need to live up to his Back in Blood lyrics. I got my own fire, don't need security in the club. If you haven't noticed, rappers and shootings seem to be a very common trend that leads to their downfall. Tory Lanez is no different. However, many people still question if he is actually guilty of being the shooter. In 2020, Tory Lanez was at the peak of his career.
I ain't gonna lie.
His feature
Hey, Tory Lanez, when he get out, he's still gonna be doing his thing cause he's just talented. Like, that boy know how to write, he know how to rap, he know how to sing. Tory Lanez is gonna be okay. So his downfall ain't over, cause people still question whether or not he even shot Megan Thee Stallion. And I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm about tired of seeing Megan Thee Stallion shake her ass, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's like, you not the only body in the world. You're not the only body, the woman that have a body like that in the world. And that's the only thing you gotta do is fucking twerk and like, that's it. Like, you ain't got nothing. That shit is old, bro. When I get on social media and I see that shit, man, I instantly scroll because that shit is over with. It's like women over sexualize their goddamn bodies, but then if a man is all like, oh my, look at him for the body, oh my God, man, shut up. It's okay to do it for the money though, right? Fuck out of here. I don't like Megan Thee Stallion at all. I don't listen to her fucking shit. I know she's lied. I lied a bunch of times. I just don't know if he shot her. I don't know. But I'm just saying, that's one of them things where you question. So Tory's gonna be okay though.
On Jack Harlow's What's Poppin' reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 while objectively being the best verse. His album, The New Toronto 3, debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200. He broke the record for the most live viewers in an Instagram Live during his quarantine radio show during the pandemic. However, on July 12, 2020, he was arrested on a felony gun charge while out with Megan Thee Stallion after attending a small party at Kylie Jenner's house. The public was also informed that Megan had cut her foot on broken glass. Then 3 days later, she changed her story to say that she was shot in the foot. Then 1 month later, she said this.
Yes, this nigga Tory shot me. You shot me. And you got your publicists and your people going to these blogs lying and shit. Stop lying.
Social media immediately took Megan's side. Tory remained silent about the allegations, but responded with lyrics on his album Daystar. How the fuck you get shot in your foot and don't hit no bones or tendons? How the fuck your team is trying to paint me as a whole menace? Delusional like how that 1942 from Kylie house still got you talking crazy, as well as also rapping about why he hasn't been nearly as vocal as Meg. Think I'm finna talk about an open case for some likes? Tory Lanez was charged with 1 count of assault with a semi-automatic firearm and 1 count of carrying a loaded unregistered firearm in October of 2020. Although Tory claimed he was being blackballed by the music industry, his career continued to thrive. He released 4 albums independently, which would all garner hundreds of millions of streams. He received praise from LeBron James as well as dozens of other mainstream acts. Fans believed if it wasn't for this case, he would have been toe-to-toe with the biggest rappers in the game. But once we finally got the information from this trial, we would end up with more questions than answers.
Yeah, Tory hard, man. Tory gonna be alright though, but he hard for sure.
On July 12, 2020, Tory Lanez, his bodyguard Megan Thee Stallion, and her friend Kelsey Harris were attending a small gathering.
I feel like Megan Thee Stallion is an opportunist. Even when she came into the motherfucker, she had beef with the label she was signed to at first. You know what I'm saying? Just talking all type of shit. I don't know. I'm just saying she came into the game in a fucked up situation and on some bullshit. And she's still in some fucking bullshit. Even, bro. I don't know if I believe her.
At Kylie Jenner's house, Megan testified that she lied to the police about the glass, lied to doctors, and basically lied about the entire situation out of fear. Her new story was pretty simple. She said that they had an argument, she exited the car, Tory leaned out of the passenger side door, said, "Dance bitch," and shot her from 25 feet away in the back of the foot. Then Tory ran up to her apologizing and she got back into the car so they could give her a ride home. The cops arrived when the neighbors reported the gunshots. Tory chose not to testify and defend himself, which he would later regret. Kelsey, Meg's friend, testified that Tory was trying to hook up with Kylie Jenner and Meg tried to convince him to leave the house. Meg was upset that Tory didn't want to leave, so she got into the car with Kelsey and drove almost all the way home before realizing she forgot her slipper and went back to Kylie's. They grabbed Tory the second time after Kylie allegedly told them to leave. In the car is when Tory admitted that he and Megan had been in a romantic relationship. Kelsey was shocked because Megan was the one who hooked up Tory and Kelsey in the first place.
How many motherfuckers have Megan Thee Stallion fucked? You know what I'm saying? That's how she get into the top, bro. It ain't because of her goddamn music. At first it was because she was twerking everywhere, but that shit's old with. And then Partisan Fontaine came out and said that she had surgery. She wasn't in the gym. All that shit she was posting, she wasn't in the gym. She actually got surgery for it. So, you tell me.
Kelsey also admitted that this was not the first time Meg had backdoored her when it came to men. Now we have a love triangle. And this is how the argument started. But Kelsey pleaded the fifth when it came to speaking about anything regarding the gun or shooting. The government offered her immunity, so she couldn't be charged with any crime even if she admitted to it. She still refused to speak. There was one witness, Sean Kelly, who saw the altercation from his balcony after being awoken by the arguing. Sean said he witnessed Kelsey get out from the back seat, open the front passenger door, and start physically fighting Megan in the front seat. He also said that the muzzle flash from the gun was closest to Kelsey. Much of his testimony was ignored because he couldn't identify the people by name since it was dark. He only said big man, small man, and 2 women. Nobody admitted to hearing the words dance bitch besides Megan. There was gunshot residue on Kelsey's hands and Tory's hands. Also after this night, Kelsey and Megan stopped being friends after being best friends for 7
That's like she took a line from Harlem Nights. Remember when old girl got shot in her pinky toe? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's exactly what it sounded like. She tried to, nobody else heard it but her.
7 years. When Tory was initially jailed, he called Kelsey and apologized multiple times to her. I know she's probably never ever gonna talk to me ever again, but bruh, I just want you to know, I was just so drunk. I don't even know what was going on. I'd never do some shit like that. Regardless, that's not gonna make anything right, and that's not gonna make my actions right. But I'm deeply sorry for that. I never even moved like that at all. People speculated Tory was apologizing for sleeping with both of the women and causing chaos. Others see this as an obvious admission of shooting the gun. Some people think it was Kelsey who was angry and shot Megan. Some people think Megan was the one who accidentally shot her own foot. Some people think that Kelsey pleading the fifth was her attempt to try to save both of them. But at the end of the day, the jury decided he was guilty, and because of that, Tory was sentenced to 10 years in prison.
So Acorns is a...
Damn. That's how that motherfucker crumbled, man. So at the end of the day, all them motherfuckers got money. That's all I know. Them is rich people problems. You feel me? I want the money. I'll take all the problems at this point, man. I'd rather, you know what I'm saying? Being broke don't make me happy. They say having money don't make you happy. Neither does being broke. You feel me? So I'll take all of that. Man, let me know what you guys think about that comment section, man. Of all these artists they show, what you think about it? Have a lot of this shit, these artists, have you heard of? Did you follow them? You like their music? The first, I knew everybody else except for the first guy that went TikTok famous with his shit. I didn't know who the fuck he was. I just heard his song on TikTok. Other than that, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Like, shit, man. We all go through our fucking shit, famous or not. So, they ain't over here fighting for me when I go through my shit. I ain't fighting for them. I'm just reporting this shit. And I just see it for what I see it as. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. They gonna be alright, though. They got money. Except for the motherfucker that killing people. When you look, bro, you're an idiot. You refused $3 million fucking dollars. And then went and killed somebody and went to jail broke. What's that one little meme that I seen on, where that little kid was reading that book and he was saying how much money he's like, Jaden broke. That's just hilarious. Man, it's your boy Fuushnicka, man. Subscribe to the channel right now if you're not subscribed, man. We running it up all 2024, man. We bringing new content daily. Did I say daily? I'm lying. Every couple of days we bring new content, new reactions, man. Drop it in the comment section. Let me know what you want me to react to. Follow me on social media, man. DM me. Let me know what you want me to react to. It's your boy Fuushnicka, man. We out this bitch gone.